on this computer. There we go. So for those of you that are watching the recording, I am terribly sorry. I have forgotten to put the recording on early. However, we haven't gone too far. We are busy discussing the sheet that we will have, that we will be making use of, and that is the planning sheet. I'm trying to admit somebody here, but my cursor is fighting me. There we go. In the planning sheet, just for the sake of the recording, there are two versions, one for the first and third day of a month that, first or third week of a month that you might be using it, or the second and the fourth week of the month that you'll be using it. You'll find the dates on there are for Mondays because that's what I am using. You can go and change that. In the sheet, there are several tabs. The tabs that we use are, the first tab is for past members. And I explain that is because sometimes people pay their dues and they don't pay their dues. And then after a few months, they pay their dues again and they come back. So when they leave, I just cut that portion out of the spreadsheet, paste it on the past members tab. And if they rejoin again, it's so easy to just copy that and bring that back into the sheet without having to break my head and waste time. So remember that one. Tab 2, that's your planning sheet, your meeting, speech, and DCP planning. That's what we're going to focus on today. Tab number 3 is meeting planning process. We're not going to discuss that today, but I'll share that with you in a future one. And we also have pathways approval. As VPE, when you approve pathways, I have a place where I just copy and paste this so that I have a record that if anybody asks me anything, I can say on this day I did that. I have a record of that. Tab 5 is club member DTM. If you have DTMs in your club and they're starting their process, you just put it up there so that you can have a quick scan to see where they are at. And then DTM Road. That is what Toastmasters International requires for a DTM. Now, if you don't know what a DTM is, it's the Distinguished Toastmaster, if you were a new Toastmaster here, maybe. And that shows you what you need to do and how you need to get everything in place. And then tab 7 is an example. That was my second DTM that I filled up in there so that you could see what I did. And the last tab that we actually use is the pathways comparison, and you will see in the one video how that's used. And the last one is the branding tab. I always put that in because you will see it has the colors pasted and typed in the blocks are the numbers for easy use. And we will go with that further. So let's start with the first video, setting up the planning sheet. Now, to set up the planning sheet, we are going to watch a quick 4-minute video. In setting up the planning document, the first thing we're going to do is launch the template. Now, this one here is my template, and this one here is my older document. Reflect the calendar of the year ahead. I've launched the calendar for the Namibian public holidays, so you can do the same thing, go and draw your public holidays. And we start with the first one in the new Toastmasters here is the 26th of August. Let's see if that falls on a Monday or not. August 26th, no, it's not on a Monday. 10, 25 and 26. 10, 25 and 26 December, there's nothing. And now 2021's calendars. 1st of January, 22nd of March. 1st of January, but there's 22nd of March. And then I turn that one red so that I know that that is a public holiday. A nice bright red.
2nd of April, 5th of April. 2nd and 5th of April. There we go. Another Monday. 1st, 4th, 13th, and 25th. 1st, 4th, 13th, and 25th. Not one of them is going to fall over there. Whoopee. So that's it. We have 2 Monday holidays, of which only one is going to affect us. Identify summer holidays and speakathons now. Now we have found that the time that people are not available for meetings are normally from here to here. So I will color those in yellow. That's our summer holiday. And then the last one, a summer holiday and speakathons. Right, let's have a look at the speakathons. Again, normally in a year there are 5 months that have 5 of the same days. Like we have our meetings on Mondays, so we will normally find round about 5 days. So August 2020 is our first one. So that will be a speakathon, and I give that a different color, green, because we want to do green. Now I look further. Here's another one. And there we go. Here's another one. And there's the other one. It's time to bring in the members. Select the members from the previous sheet, Control C for copy, and Control V for paste into the new sheet. Now that we've copied the members from the previous or this current Toastmasters here onto the next Toastmasters here coming, I then went and added the new members that we had and updated everything, and now you see we have 20 members in the club.
There we go. So what that showed you was the step-by-step process that we take to use the sheet that I am giving you. And once you use the sheet I'm giving you, how to just make sure for your country, any public holidays you have, or anything that is relevant to your kind of planning that you need to consider. Now, you'll notice I blank out always the names or the details of our club members so that I can keep their information private. That's why I make the videos, so that I can blank it out on there. Otherwise, I can't do a live presentation. Now, the next one is, so where do you begin with each member's projects? You see, the reason why I show you this one is because sometimes some people are really good and easy. It makes it so simple. They start with level 1, project 1, level 1, project 2, level 1, project 3, and that's easy. So you know, wherever they finish, they carry on. But there are some members that are dashing around a bit because they are using their projects for certain things that they need to do in their life. And so maybe the project that's needed in level 4, they need to do before a project in level 3 because of how their life is and how they've planned their projects. And you're allowed to do it in a scrambled way, if I may call it that. It just causes a little bit of extra work for VPE. And in the following video, I then show you how I handle it, looking at how we end at the one here and go into the other here. As I said, these are the videos that I made on last year's sheet, so you can see it's last year's dates, but it is still the same process that takes place. So let's have a look at the next one.
Now we want to begin our planning and positioning the speaking for what lies ahead. How do we do that? Most important is to just have a look at, quickly typed some things down here for us to consider. We have 20 members, we do 5 speeches per meeting, and we have 2 meetings a month. So let's use this little space that I have open here for that kind of calculation. If we have 5 speakers at a 5 speeches at a meeting, we say 5, 5, 5. Oops, 5. That counts for 20 members. That means if you were speaker 1 here, then in essence you should speak here again, meaning there's 3 meetings open. But because we want to leave space open for the club to grow, for all kinds of things to happen, I do it 1 ahead. That means my planning is going to be that there are 4 openings between speeches. I trust you understand this. I'm just going to copy that like that. I'm going to put it over here so that one can see the logic of that. Oh, jolly. Psychedelic colors. Let's keep the source formatting. There we go. Now it's something that we can work with. Bearing that in mind, let's just get rid of that. Let's begin to look at everything. Let's quickly have a look at the road to DTM. The road to DTM that I've discussed previously with you is how Toastmasters determines what we need to do to go ahead, and they do say that we have to complete 2 pathways, and then I've taken each pathway, see pathway 1 there and pathway 2 here, and then I've divided it, and you can see there are 15 projects that you have to do for every pathway. So in level 1, there's level 1, 1, 1, 1, but there is speech 1, 2, 3, speech 4. So that makes it for me 1.4 or 1.3. Now, so level 1 and level 2 is easy because they just have that straightforward 1, 2, 3 speeches, so it's 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. Huh? But now, when we get further ahead where there are electives, you see here you have to choose 2 electives. So now it becomes the specific path compulsory one becomes 3.1, and there's your 2 electives 3.2, 3.3. That's your 10th speech. In level 4, you deal with 1 elective. So there is 4.1, 4.2. If your elective has a part 1 and a part 2, then that's what it does over here. And the same you have with level 5, each project that's there. Now you understand how I get to my points. And I choose to use, I call it a point because it's not a point, but it's my term of speech, forgive me. I use that one because if you use a point, then in Excel it reads it funny. So I use that thing and I don't know what it's called. So I call it a point. Okay, point taken is what I call it. Right, let's get back to scheduling. Now let's try and make it as easy as possible. So number 1, I have checked that everything is fine. Now I'm not going to take you through my entire club. I'm just doing that for one person, and you can see from there how it works. Now we come to the end and we see here at the end, for me to know where Abisai must begin, I look here and I see there's 3.1, 3.2a, 4.1a, 3.2b, and it is possible. If a member has something happening and he needs to bring another project in, we must let them do that, so that every project they do is relevant to their life and is timely in their life. And that's why the planning works. Otherwise, you are totally, well, I would be totally lost if I didn't have the planning. That means the next project he must do would be 3.2. So let's copy that here, Control C or Command C if you're Apple, and Control V. And Now, based on our little formula that we have down here, which says 1, 2, 3, 4 openings between speeches, let's do that for other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means the next one is here. Now, he would need to do 3.2. That means that would be the last one for him to do 3.3. And that is the end of a level. So I like to color the end of a level nicely. And let's quickly see. My color code is down here. See, that indicates the last project of a level. So let's quickly go at the codes here. I've put this at the bottom where it says 2.3, where 2 refers to the second level of a member's pathway and 3 refers to the third project speech in that level. I think you understand that now from having shown you that in the Road to DTM. And then just the way it's typed there, anything typed in the format of that on the sheet above indicates a project speech planned, and it would be booked on Easy Speak accordingly about 3 weeks in advance. We'll get to that as well. And we'll get to these later. For now, this is what we're busy with. So I just go over here and I say, okay, it's that one. Then I go back to Abasai, and because this is going to be the closing of his level, I color it in there. And then I know once he's done that, once I close the meeting off and he's done that, I know I need to contact him and say, Abasai, you've closed off a level. Those are little things that I've brought in for myself, because I'm telling you, as VPE, this is taking planning and processing and performing to a great level for you. You're going to be able to be amazing. This is such an amazing opportunity. So, but I just want to see, because he's done 4.1, I need to take that in consideration in the planning. In other words, I am just going to put down here the true beginning. The true beginning is not 3.2. The true beginning is because he has already done 4.1a. I need to consider that. So I'm going to go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I put him down there. Because he's done 4.1a, I'm going to put that down as 4.1b, and that is the true beginning, because from there he just carries on sequentially. And then I would go on to the next person until I have transferred every person's beginning. Some people's beginning would be a straight one number that I put here, and others are a little bit intricate, like Abasai, that I have to really consider, what am I doing, and to cart that over. You see, if you have a look at his 4.1 and his 3.2 speeches, let's have a look at Easy Speak. How do they look there? There's his 3.2 speech, 3.1, 3.2. There's 2 projects. So if I go here and I click on that, it gives me an indication, and it tells me the objectives of this is overview: develop 2 different social speeches, each 3 to 4 minutes, and present them at 2 separate club meetings. You may choose any 2 types of social speeches that appeal to you or that you would like to practice. That shows he has to do 2, and that's why I call it 3.2, 1, 2, A and B. You can either find that here, or if you go to my sheet on pathways comparison and you have a look at electives, that's level 4, let's go to level 3. Level 3, deliver social speeches, it has that there as well. So if you're not using Easy Speak, the sheet has the information in there for you, so that when you do the planning, that you can understand. You know, every time you just hover over it where there's the red tab, it will give you that information according to the red tab. Now you can see it much better. This is then where I'm going to stop for now. I'm going to do that with everybody else, and then we go on to the next portion.
Right. And with that, we have completed the slide presentation. And now I'm open for us to have a discussion and some questions, because what we did today was I showed you, I know that while you were watching this, you're going to say, how am I going to remember this? How am I going to be able to do that? That's the reason why we capture it via video. And after the session, you are able to, even the separate videos, I put them in a folder so that you don't have to go and sit and watch the long one again. Sorry, if you know what you want to do, I will put the shorter videos in there for you that you can just immediately go to that and see what it is that you are supposed to be doing. Right, let's quickly find out if there are any questions at this point in time. Thank you. Bonolo, I see there is a question with you. Please go ahead, unmute yourself and ask.
Yes, thank you very much, Granny B. So my question is with regards to members speaking in other clubs. How do you then use your Excel sheet to, note that down, especially if it's happening on days other than the days that you have on your calendar?
Sorry, just start at the beginning. You broke up on my side a bit. Just the beginning of what you said. What about the, just repeat the beginning, sorry.
Okay, let me try again. Hopefully this is a bit better. So my question is with regards to members speaking in different clubs, right? So if they're completing their projects in different clubs, how do you then add that to your spreadsheet, especially seeing that you have specific dates there already?
Okay, so what I do regarding that is, so right, that sheet I use to plan for myself, my club, as a VPE of my club. I'm planning their speeches. Now, some of them go around to another club and they do something else somewhere. So what we normally do is you can have probably more than 2 scenarios, but I'm going to sketch 2 scenarios for you right now. We call ourselves 2 sister clubs, Walvis Bay and Swakopmund. We are 30 kilometers apart from each other, and I am the VPE in the one, but the other one is my home club. So what we have is there are some members from the Swakopmund club that have joined the Walvis Bay club because it's a struggling club because of various reasons. And some members said, okay, I'm going to do this path in Walvis Bay and this path in Swakopmund. So all I deal with a member in the Walvis Bay Club as VPE is just the path they've chosen and what they are doing there, which makes it quite simple. Although in Swakopmund or wherever else they would like to do other things, they can do that. So I just stay focused with that. That's the easier one. But that's not quite what your question was. But for people that are doing something different, somebody that is a member in your club that does go to speak out, all I would do is, you see in the sheet, there are openings in between. So in other words, let's say you meet every 2nd and 4th Tuesday of the month. Then there's the slot of that Tuesday and a Tuesday that you don't have and another slot. I would just go in the middle in between there. And then just like you create, you right click and you can add a note, and then you can just say, this was completed at XYZ Club. Just giving you the indication of what happened. So you still plan like you should, but when reality hits and the person has done something different, then you can bring the reality in there. Now, because of our time constraints that we have, we're trying to keep it as short as possible. It makes it difficult to, and also nobody can sit and concentrate on this thing for too long. So we just start. This is basically how to get the planning sheet started, how to get your members on it, and how to be able to begin the forecast of it. Now, on subsequent meetings, we will show you that, okay, so now you've had a meeting. How do you close it off so that you can show what's happening? How do you change everything that goes with it? Now, I just noticed our time is finished. And if anybody needs to go, they are welcome to go. All I would like to do is I'd quickly like to go through the actual sheet and just show you something regarding that question. Let me just share my screen and go to the Excel spreadsheet document. No, now I'm going to share my desktop, which is so dangerous because I've got a million things open, but that would just make it easier for me to be able to deal with the Excel. So what I did was I removed my people's finer details here, and I just put names down for the sake of this purpose. So remember, we said that the planning we're doing is in order to spread it out so that everybody has a fair chance. But the other reason why we're doing it is also for the DCP calculations. Now, this particular sheet I'm showing you now is the other club that I have, where there aren't that many members. And this is what we did. So this is last year's, this is what they've done. And as they have completed it, I have right in the front, I have, you can see you need 4 level 1s. Okay, let me just make it a bit bigger so that you can see it easier, because if you are looking on a cell phone, you won't be able to see that clearly. So you need 4 level 1s, 2 level 2s, another 2 level 2s, another 2 level 3s, 1 level 4-5 or DTM, and another 1 level 4-5 or DTM. So that's what you need in order for you as VPE to grow the DCP, to plan for the DCP that's needed. Now I'm going to make it smaller again. Let me just do the scale. Right. Okay. And all I do is, as people are doing, as I've planned it, I then go, okay, we need 4 level 1s, and then I put them 1, 1, 1 down. The moment I have a level 2 down, you know, I put the 2 level 2 downs, and then I put some more down. And right at the bottom, I can see, okay, I need 1 more level 1 to get a point there, but we were able to achieve this goal. We were able to achieve that goal, and that goal. So we just need 1 more here for a goal there, and another one there for a goal there. And that's how you can see your DCP at a glance. And because you as VPE needs to be able to tell the president, who will then transfer that to the area director. That's the report we want. We want to make sure that we achieve our 6 goals. Now, at this time, the club had just a few members. And of the 10 members we had, we were able to at least from education produce 4 of the 6 points. Not bad. However, I want to encourage you that we will be working on this planning sheet a lot more, and I will be taking you through it. So the moment we are finished, and I've stopped the recording, and let me stop sharing. The moment I have finished with everything here, I will again send you to go into the description. I'll tell you when it's ready, where you just go into our WhatsApp group's description, click on the folder, and there you will find a PDF that has the links for everything that you need, including the sheets and everything, watching the different videos so that you can do it yourself. And please ask questions, because we'd love to help you do your planning. So don't let it make you feel wild, because it is quite a lot and overpowering maybe. But as you ask questions, now I haven't managed to get through all the questions that are here. When we log off, I will take them and answer them further. Kaurimuye. Oh, sorry if I slaughtered that, but your hand is up. Ask your question, please.
Okay, good afternoon, Grandby. I just want to know whether you could kindly share the planning sheet after this training.
That it's going to be in the folder. The planning
Oh,
sheet
great.
will be there. That you will have both planning sheets, the one for weeks 1 and 3, and the other one for weeks 2 and 4. So that the planning sheets will be in there with all the tabs, and everything that you need will be in there. The instructions will be in there, how to do it. The videos will be in there for you to do. Everything will be in the one folder for you. Okay.
Thank you.
Great. Any other questions? And then I will then, once the meeting is finished now, I will download, if there's any other questions in here that I didn't get to answer, then I will answer them for you so that we can try and stay within our time limits.
Do we download the plan sheet so we can have all on paper, or we work to online on the computer?
I don't, okay, anything I share with you, you just download it for yourself. You don't use the ones I create on the cloud. You go and click on those and click download, and you download it for yourself and you work on it for yourself. That's what you do. Does that is that clear?
Thank you.
Good.
Yes, thank you.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Angwani, for putting the folder down. Good job. Okay. Are there any other questions? Okay, so, Lynette is asking, what is the benefits of Easy Speak? So let me just say, if anybody would like to go, they can go. I will then try and quickly answer a few more of these questions, and then I'll get back to you. And then I'll close off the meeting. What's the benefit of Easy Speak? It just helps the VPE, I believe, a lot. I was so frustrated with all the there wasn't just this. I mean, we had to keep you have to keep a record of who has done which roles when, so that you can slot them in, and it's just so many things. And what Easy Speak does is it keeps everything that's happening in the club easily together. It creates, when you create your agenda, it makes it that the club members can go and say, yes, I will be able to speak. Yes, I'll be able to do that role. No, I won't be attending. And in real time, the agenda is formulating, which just makes it so much easier. But it is a learning curve. For everything that you do, there's a learning curve. Let me put it this way. When I started that, it was 10 years ago. It was in 2011. And I decided that as VPE, I'm just wasting so much time trying to keep track of everything. And then I asked around, and there was a guy that came from Prague, Toastmaster from Prague. And he said that he knows in that club there, they were using something called Easy Speak. I researched it, and then I decided I'm going to give myself one weekend. And if I can put the entire club on there in one weekend, figure out how it works and everything, because I'm busy. We're all busy. We don't have time to waste. Then I'm going to do it. And I managed it in one weekend. And then what I did was in our one club, the Swakopmund Club, where we meet every first, third, and fifth Monday of the month. What we did there is we always use the fifth Monday of the month for special things, like the Speakathon, where we would like to just, if the club has many members, then you just do a Speakathon, 10 speeches. That's all you do. It's not the full Toastmasters program. It's just 10 speeches, 10 evaluations, bye-bye. And that helps people to be able to get on a little bit further. Or if the need is not that, and the need is educational, we do educational. So that particular Monday, I had all of them come with their laptops, and I took them step by step through it, because we had a few old ladies in the club like myself that were technologically challenged. And when they physically did that, then I said, now this is how you log in. I show it on the projector. They did it. It worked. And that is the answer for Easy Speak. I hope that answered the Easy Speak question. I'm looking further back. Oh, Future, thank you for offering to assist me. Next time, I'm going to look for you to assist me with co-hosting. Thank you.
So Easy Speak is like a place where you write down all the things that are happening, or from the past, or what is going to happen in the future. What is all about?
You do you create an agenda. And people click on there and they do their speeches. And because of the information that you input, it gives you everything. It gives you a record of the history as you go on. So it tells you who spoke when, what roles have they done. You can, it's an administrative program for a VPE to make the life of a VPE very easy as well. I hope that's the short.
Okay, so it's like an agenda that you keep an agenda on so you remember what happened. Is
No, the club
from
agenda,
the
the club, yes, the club
Yes.
agenda itself.
Yes, yes, the agenda that you create for the meeting. So you keep them on the computer.
On it's
So on a file.
Company. Yeah,
You
it's
keep on
kept
a
in the
file.
company.
Okay.
So you don't
Okay.
you don't have it on your computer as downloaded as an app. You log in online, just like you do for Toastmasters International when you do your training and everything, and then you log out and you leave. So all of that is not on your computer, that when you go offline, you find it on your computer. You have to be online to log into it, to have access to it. I hope that makes it a bit clearer. So what makes it a joy is the fact that when I showed you Abasai, it shows you everything that he's done. Who was his evaluators? When did he do there's a proper record of everything that is kept there as you move along there. And it keeps it alive. Once you've set up your agenda, you send the link on the club WhatsApp, people log in and say, yes, I'm coming. No, I'm not coming. Yes, I'll do this role, or no, I can't do the role. And within a few minutes, at least you know what's happening. And if you need to find different role players or different speakers or evaluators, you can do that. It helps it to make it easier that way. Okay, any other questions? I'm looking here, but I do not see any further questions. Then with that, I am ready to close off today's meeting. I want to thank you all for joining and being part of this meeting. May you have a wonderful weekend. And the moment the recording is uploaded onto the cloud and everything is ready, I will let you all know. Yes, Zimbongile, that is Easy Speak's address. People can click on that and find out more about Easy Speak. I do have some trainings that I will put down as a link in a folder for those that actually use Easy Speak, that they can follow the Easy Speak part as well. And with that, I greet you all. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining the training. It was good to see all of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You can put your mics on and say goodbye. You can be vocal.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Granny B.
Bye.
Thank you so much for educating us.
Thank you, Granny B.
Awesome training. Thank you, Granny B.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Good day.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Granny B.
Pleasure.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thanks, and you. Bye.